today's review, and I'm your host, Ray Osazwa. We've got lots to talk about. Quickly, before we start, we would look at Feature Story segment. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Welcome back. I've got in the studio with me my two favorite women. Justina, hi.
Hello, Ray.
Fiona.
Hello, Ray.
Hi. You ready?
We're ready.
All right, we'll start the program today with Prince Harry. This one is titled Prince Harry Tells U.S. Wounded Veterans Afghanistan Changed My Life. According to the report, Prince Harry joined the army in 2005. It was a time when servicemen and women and their families, both in the US and in the UK, were making sacrifices for their countries that had not been experienced for generations. Now, when he returned to the UK after his first deployment, he shared the flight home with 3 critically injured British soldiers, all in induced comas, and the body of a Danish soldier who had been killed in action. According to him, he said, "It hit me then that this flight was one of many, carrying home men and women whose lives would be changed forever, and some who had made the ultimate sacrifice." You know, sometimes in life, some things happen to you, and it actually begins to define your purpose for life. It actually opens your eyes to see why, you know, what your real purpose for life is. It looks like, him being deployed to Afghanistan in the first place opened his eyes to his true purpose. Since that experience, he's actually been very passionate about wounded soldiers. Remember, I think earlier on this year or last year, he started the Invictus games for wounded soldiers last year. Just yesterday, he was in the US, doing what he does best, caring for soldiers who have been wounded in the line of duty. We would watch a short clip, and when we come back, we'll say a final word, because I really think that it's an amazing, effort that the Prince has shown, just going all around the world, sharing the pain, sharing the trauma that young military men and women all around the world have had to face as a result of their experience at war. Let's watch this clip.
Prince Harry!
Prince Harry has devoted himself to helping injured veterans.
I'm in no doubt that my 2 deployments to Afghanistan changed the direction of my life. There is very little that can truly prepare you for the reality of war.
Like so many fellow vets, he left the war wondering what to do next. His answer? Leave no one behind. Today, that mission brought him to Fort Belvoir, Virginia, joined by Michelle Obama and Dr. Jill Biden.
To him, our wounded warriors aren't just a distant cause. To him, they're brothers and sisters in arms.
Harry created the Invictus Games for athletes who are also wounded warriors. First held last year in London. Next May, it will be Orlando, Florida's turn. Army specialist Sydney Davis will compete. She says she's come close to suicide from post-traumatic stress, and Harry's devotion to veterans means a lot to her.
There's a connection between him and all of us. He really cares. It's really nice.
That royal star power doesn't hurt either.
All right, ladies, Prince Harry is here. Don't act like you don't notice.
The prince learned early about the importance of service from his mother, Diana. Now he's 31, meeting with the president. A prince once known more for partying has found a sense of purpose.
Amazing. What comes to mind, Justina, when you watch a clip like that?
Well, you know, Invictus was, that was Prince Harry's brainchild. He decided that he should be doing something like that. And he's really lending his royal status to the greater good. And, you know, he didn't have to go so far as to create these games that will be international. And they'll probably be similar to the Olympics in their own right. You know, there's a lot of royals that are involved in charities, and that's really great as well. But he went so far as to actually create this, and it's really quite amazing.
Fiona, do you think the Invictus game is getting so much accolade and making news all around the world because of the personality behind it, or if it was anybody else who birthed this dream, would it have make so much noise or create so much awareness as it has, as this one has created?
I think that what's important to note here is that Prince Harry is not just doing this because he's a prince. It's something that's personal to him. And he is a veteran. He went to Afghanistan. He saw the soldiers, wounded soldiers, some of his mates even dead on the line of duty. So it's something that he's come back and rendered himself to service. And I think that he's actually taken after his mother, Princess Diana, and it's such a great thing to do, to be of service, especially to wounded soldiers. People don't understand the level and the magnitude of injury that comes after
trauma,
wars.
really.
Yeah, there's a
Very
mental
traumatic
injury, there's the physical injuries. So I think that is great to be able to give hope, to be able to lend himself and that care to these veterans. It's an amazing thing.
A big applause to him. We hope to see him warm up, put a smile on faces of many other veterans all around the world. Quickly, we'll move on to something that, when we saw it, we thought it was funny, but at the same time, you know, terrible. It's titled, "Man Sneaks in for Last Kilometer of Nairobi Marathon to Win Second Place." The story says that a Kenyan man who breezed past exhausted competitors to a second place marathon finish was arrested by police after they realized he had simply hidden in the crowd and only joined in the final stretch of the 26-mile race. It's just strange. I know that with races and competition, people would always find a way to cheat, but this one is just out of this world. How do you join a race, a 42 kilometers race, just 1 kilometer to the end, and you know, you dash to the finish line? It acts like, man, I've been running with you all the while.
No sweat, no, not tired at all after all those miles.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
That was genius. How did he think about it in the first place? That he was going to get away with it?
It's a criminal behavior, and I'm even surprised that the police just released him after he said he joined in late and he got lost with some of his team members, which is clearly a lie. He joined the race 1 kilometers before the end of the race and wants to claim the $7,000 finish prize.
Let's watch the clip. Let's watch the clip. When we come back, we'll chat a bit more about the genius of his criminality. I haven't seen anything like that before.
The long-awaited El Nino rain stayed away from the start line of the 2015 Standard Chartered Nairobi Marathon, with participants gathering at the Nyayo National Stadium as early as 6 a.m. The 42-kilometer race was flagged off at 7 a.m., 10 minutes after the wheelchair race had already started.
Go!
The men's race eventually wound down to a two-horse race pitting Joshua Kipkorir and Shadrach Kiptoo. The two ran their own race over the final 10 kilometers, but Kipkorir proved to be the stronger one, breaking away to cut the tape first in 2 hours, 13 minutes and 25 seconds. Kiptoo thought the runners-up podium was his, but he was shocked when another athlete overtook him at the 11th hour and took those honors.
And there has been a bit of a coup at the finish line.
An argument immediately ensued as a man suddenly appeared and claimed second position. But race organizers would rule that Julius Njogu had reaped where he had not sowed by pretending to have run 42 kilometers.
He cheated to me, and he cheated with the timing chip. So, I mean, this is an imposter. He's a guy who just showed up at the finish. This is why when we finish, I rushed to the finish line because I saw him challenging the second guy.
Hiyo group yenye tulipotea nao wote tukachanganyikana na watu wa 21 kilomita. Kama nimepotea, tumepotea wote. Sio mimi peke yangu.
The cheat will now miss out on prize money to the tune of 650,000 Kenya shillings and will most likely spend the night behind bars.
You know, I'm still very amazed how, because these races are supposed to be very organized. If you watch the clip, he had his tag on. So how could this really, I mean, I know the whole issue is under investigation, but I mean, we're just wondering, how could this have happened?
Well, you know that the marathon race is usually a very crowded race. So the man must have wriggled his way through the crowd. He clearly had a registered number. Yeah. So he was probably one of the racers, but he did not join them for the whole 26-mile race. Yeah. So he probably just, you know, went somewhere, and then when it was 1 kilometer to the end, quickly joins in.
Justina, do you imagine he could have had an accomplice?
Well, I mean, somehow he must have gotten from the start to towards the end of the finish line. So obviously he didn't even walk that. So somebody must have helped him, whether they drove him or, I mean, I'm not sure what's near
obviously
there,
he knows the route. He knows the route that the race is going to go through. So probably it is just unimaginable.
This happened in 1980 and the Boston Marathon. The woman's name was Rose Ruiz, and she actually started the marathon, took the equivalent of the tube towards the end, got off, and then ran her way through. And 8 days later, they did end up finding out, because a similar situation.
Did she win?
She
in that case, did she win?
Yes, but then she ended up having to.
She was
8 days later, she was arrested. But after that, they really did. They started to look at, you know, should marathoners have electronic tags? Should there be more greater video surveillance so that they could see? Yeah. And so like with these electronic tags, if they're not at certain checkpoints, then they're, you know, trying to find a quicker way over.
That's correct.
But it's really bad because, I mean, somebody else who didn't win that has been training really hard, and they would have deserved that prize. And they sort of, even if they would have gotten the prize after, they sort of didn't get that moment of like glory for them. You know, it's a really terrible behavior.
It is terrible. Like I said, I'd never seen anything like it before. But you know, justice would always prevail, regardless of how ingenious or genius you think you are, you know, in your trade. Okay, we will move on, and it is still our month of National Month of Cholesterol Month. Here in the UK. It actually ends in a few days. It's been through the entire month of October. And throughout this month, we kept telling you how that we've got this amazing clip that we wanted to show you. Today, we would quickly do that. Now, I don't know, Justina, what really happens when someone decides to cut down on sugar and alcohol? What results would you anticipate if someone chose to cut down on sugar and alcohol?
Yeah, even if you cut down or cut off, and it's sugar, it's alcohol, processed foods, caffeine, anything that's not natural, you know, anything that's not sort of plant-based. I mean, you would expect that you would go through withdrawal symptoms as much as for 4 or 5 days where you literally feel like you are, you know, migraines, headaches, drained, no energy. And that's your body detoxing and getting rid of all those, you know, toxins in you. So when you start doing something like he did, where he didn't have any alcohol, didn't have any sugar, the first week you could literally feel like the world is about to end. You just want that cup of coffee or that Mars bar. But if you just sort of get through that point, I've done that before, and it literally, like, I'm a big coffee fan normally, but somehow you don't need it. Your body just ends up having its own natural energy, and you actually want to go work out. You have so much energy, you need to expend it, and it's a really amazing thing to do.
Well, Sacha Haaland, his friends and families, they challenged him to cut off sugar completely, cut down on his alcohol, and the result was amazing. Let's watch this clip.
Hi, ik ben Boris.
En ik ben Sascha.
Onlangs stond er in het nieuws dat meer dan de helft van de Nederlandse bevolking kampt met overgewicht. Nou hebben wij de laatste tijd een experiment gedaan waarbij Sascha een maand lang zo natuurlijk en gezond mogelijk eet. Zonder onnatuurlijke E-nummers en toegevoegde suikers.
Wat doet het met je lichaam? Heeft het überhaupt effect?
Als start van de test ben ik te gast bij Jessica Gal, sportarts. Die is me volledig aan het doormeten. Oké, wat gaan we vandaag allemaal testen?
Nou, we gaan in ieder geval gewoon kijken of je gezond bent. Dus we meten je bloeddruk, we luisteren naar je hart en longen, we maken een ECG. We kijken naar hoe fit je bent, dus je maximale wattage wat je nu tijdens de test gaat halen. En daarnaast gaan we bloedonderzoek doen.
Mooi. Nou ja, mooi.
Nou ben ik naar de supermarkt geweest en heb ik boodschappen gedaan en producten gekocht. En dan ga ik voor je Sascha uitzoeken wat hij allemaal niet binnen mag krijgen de komende tijd.
Nou, dit is dag 1. We zijn begonnen. Zoals je ziet, alleen maar fruit, een eitje en yoghurt. Dit is wat het wordt voor de komende 4 weken. Ik zou zeggen, let's do this. Nou jongens, ik heb tevergeefs gezocht naar iets met een smaakje. Ik moet het met water doen, helaas.
We zitten pas in week 1 en ik merk dat dat echt nu al een probleem is, ook voor mijn humeur. Ik word er echt chagrijnig van. Het is echt lastig.
Het was net in het experiment en ik merk de hele tijd mooi.
En achter mij zie je een heerlijke smuller staan. En ik heb mega zin in een hamburger.
En het enige wat me om de oren vliegt zijn dit soort dingen. Cola, hier, frisdranken.
Ik had niet gedacht dat het zo zwaar zou zijn. Nu al, eigenlijk.
Ik heb dan mijn ontbijt gemaakt. En ik heb een moment dat ik met jullie wil delen. Namelijk dat ik voor het eerst, sinds ik ben begonnen, geen trek heb in zoetigheid in de ochtend.
Nou, dus de laatste week zit er bijna op. En ik merk nu wel echt dat ik makkelijker opsta, ik hou meer energie over. En het was voor mij best wel een aangename verrassing. Ik had niet verwacht dat het zo'n groot verschil zou maken en zoveel zou doen met mijn hele gesteldheid.
Ruim een maand later ben ik terug bij de sportarts om te kijken wat er veranderd is aan mijn gezondheid.
Nou, de vorige keer woog je 81,7. Ja, kom maar staan.
Nou,
verrassend.
Dat vind ik inderdaad best wel verrassend.
Ja.
Ik ben eerlijk gezegd verbijsterd wat deze maand gezond eten met me heeft gedaan. Na 4 weken geen onnatuurlijke E-nummers en toegevoegde suikers voel ik me een stuk fitter. Ook heb ik meer energie en ben ik 4,5 kilo afgevallen. Mijn bloeddruk is gezakt van 135 naar 125, mijn cholesterol is met 8% gedaald en mijn bloedsuikergehalte is aanzienlijk verminderd.
Jongen, hoe vond je het gaan, man?
Ja, ik vond het aan het begin vooral heel zwaar, maar uiteindelijk keek ik je soort van af van de suiker en dan ging het eigenlijk best wel goed.
En ga je dit nu nog volhouden?
Nou, ik denk dat ik volledig gezond eten niet ga volhouden. Ik heb de keuze om gezond eten te eten en de keuze om zo nu en dan een Mars of een Twix of een biertje te nemen. Nou, dat vind ik denk ik wel de strekking van dit onderzoek voor mezelf.
Wow, that must have been tough. I'm just wondering, seeing that everywhere you turn, you're walking on the streets, you've got sugar staring in the face. You walk into a grocery shop, you've got sugar staring in the face. How do you keep up with that sort of plan?
Well, the thing with doing something like that is you have to be prepared. Like you have to come in and have your own breakfast, and whether that is start juicing, making your own juices full of greens, and spinach, avocado. Avocado, you can have an avocado in your juice and be sustained for a good 3 or 4 hours. And the same thing with lunch. You really need to prepare your own lunches. So again, whether you juice it or if you're making your own salads and bringing them to work or wherever you are. And then the same with dinner. I think that the most important thing here is being prepared and sort of planning out your meals so that you're not caught out, so that you don't have to go to the grocery store and see all that tempting food.
Fiona, the result, like we saw, was outstanding. He didn't only lose weight, his cholesterol levels dropped, his blood pressure went down, which is fantastic. But this exercise was for 1 month. What happens? Does he have to keep up with this lifestyle? What happens if he goes back to the normal way he's always lived before the experiment?
Well, that's the thing. If he goes back to what he used to do, then he'll not lose weight, and his weight will keep going up, his blood pressure will keep going up, and his cholesterol levels will keep going up. It's a very good habit to maintain, but it's difficult. It takes a lot of discipline, and Justina clearly says you have to be prepared. It's a decision. I think it's a lifestyle decision.
I was going to say, so this becomes a lifestyle.
If you make it a lifestyle, then it just becomes a part of your routine. You just maintain this healthy lifestyle. Your blood pressure is low, your cholesterol levels are low, and you're healthy.
Justina, it seems really boring. Like you said, it's something. It's something you had tried before. How come do you still do this, or did you give it up?
Well, no, I still do it. Like I still juice. Like my breakfast in the morning is usually still a juice. So most of the time, a lunch as well. For dinners, I'll just do like a nice warm soup or something, because sometimes you just want something warm to have. But it is a lifestyle. I think once you start to see and once you start to feel and actually see, because I feel like I did notice a difference in my skin, and once you start to feel how good you've done and you've gone through all that detox, you almost don't want to put in that bad food back into your system, because you've already gone through all the hard work to get rid of it. Yeah. So it is but like Fiona said, it's a lifestyle. So hopefully you just start to maintain it. And I think it is realistic, because you see a lot of people in the raw food community, the raw food, raw vegan even, and all they eat is plant-based, and they look amazing. And it just depends on how you want to live, really.
Amazing, thank you. Basically, it's 29th of October, so we've come to the end of the National Cholesterol Month. But like we said, let's make eating healthy and choosing healthy options a lifestyle, as opposed to, so in October we want to be healthy. For the rest of the year, we go back to being, eating anything we say. So let's keep that consciousness, eat healthy. That's the much we can take today. Thank you so much for being here, Justina and Fiona. Until same time next week, have a lovely weekend, and goodbye from all of us here. Bye now.